I watched an interesting video yesterday which stood out to me. It really highlighted something that's probably been overlooked by me. I mean, I'm not very knowledgeable about Olympic weightlifting, but the video talked about how in the first pull, so now I know there's two pulls when it comes to a clean. The first pull is from the ground to the knees, the second pull is from the knee to the hip. So in the deadlift, you pull and you pull as hard as you can all the way through the whole range. You just go for glory. You can't use that mentality in a clean. In a clean, if you go too fast in your first pull, you're going to completely mess out the timing in the second pull. And the second pull is where the party starts. The second pull is where you generate the most amount of acceleration, where you should be accelerating the most. Because that's going to make the bar pop, and that's going to give you the most power and time to get underneath the bar. So you can't use the same mentality that you have in a deadlift in a clean. And I reckon this is why I'm having trouble with hip contact. I simply start yanking the bar so quickly, and by the time I get to mid shin, I already feel like the bar is decelerating, and then I start using my hands and I start rowing instead of using a hip thrust type of motion. So what I have to do is be patient, just get the bar over the knee and then explode. Not explode, as I'm doing these off the mat. Don't just explode off the mat. Wait. And that to me is very unique and very, how should I say it? Worrying. Like I'm running out of time. Like I'm completely wasting the energy that I have on the ground. Completely wasting it. Because I feel like I can generate so much tension in my body when the bar's on the ground. And then I just go, pop. I jump off the ground and then I can get to it. So when you're working with weights, which you can manhandle, don't manhandle them. That's kind of what I'm thinking to myself. Don't manhandle them in the first pull. Get it to where the party is and then smash. So that's kind of what I worked with the bar today. I mean, to be honest with you, I can do all of this stuff when the weights are really light with the bar. But as soon as I feel the weight in my hands, I feel like I can't generate enough in the second pull. So I guess this is where the technique is, and this is where timing is, and this is where, experience with the bar comes in. Perfecting that first pull speed, maximizing that without jeopardizing the second pull. And I think that's the whole battle with me right now. I mean, there's many battles, but I feel like I'm not using my freaking hips. Like I'm still in an anterior pelvic tilt. I'm not extending my hips. And that's why I think I struggle to get underneath the bar. Because by the time the bar is like here, I'm still extending because my power curves are all over the place. I should be done with extending when the bar is freaking on my hip, but I'm not. I should be ducking under, but I'm not. Obviously, there is millions of hours of content that I could watch, that I need to watch, and there's probably a million hours of practice that I need as well. But this is interesting. This is probably the biggest distinction that I've kind of learned, comparing the two pulls, the deadlift and the clean, is that the clean is segmented into two different stages. The first stage is essentially just traveling to the party, and then when you get to the second pull, you give everything you got. But if you get everything you got in the first pull, you're going to spoil the party. This is what I'm kind of saying to myself. And you can kind of see that when you watch the top guys. Some of these guys can deadlift like stupid weights, man. They can deadlift like 300 plus kilos, right? But when they are doing a snatch or when they're doing a clean, like Klocko, when he's doing it, he's going. To me, it seems like he's going slowly off the ground. Like I would imagine that Klocko could rip that bar off the floor like nobody's business, but he's not. He's slowly going, and then he lets it all loose in the second pull as soon as the bar crosses the knee. So maybe this is one of the reasons why I have trouble getting my knees out of the way, is because I'm yanking the thing out off the ground. Got to chill, man, chill. So I'll continue to work on that. Obviously, I'm months, if not years, away from mastering this thing. Not mastering, freaking learning it properly. So that was kind of what I was working on today. And then I did some squats. And now it's time to go to work. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.